type shit.
Stop playing with me, Dre. DJ K.
Come on, I'm doing up shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. Posted up on the island with a bitch. They call me cause I ain't on that dumb shit. Yeah, I'm rich, but act broke with a bitch. Duval day, I really do it for the kids. Getting checks, never gotta work a job. No Viagra, dick still get hard. I can make your auntie swipe a credit card. OG in the game, realest that you ever. Aunties get down on the floor. Show these poor ass hoes how it go. Back it up like Freak Week 94. Is she under 24? It's a no. Come on, I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit.
What's good, nieces and nephews? Welcome back to Ungry Streaming with your favorite uncle in the house tonight. Just come for a little Insomniac theater, a little late night madness for all the people out there who just can't get their sleep on. My people, my clan. What's up, MS Best? Want to say shout out to the replay gang, the people that come throughout, watch the videos later. You ain't here. Wish you was here, but you not forgotten. So salute to y'all. Real talk. Before we get started with this impromptu, unplanned freestyle show, just grinding it out, let me do some little admin stuff real quick and get that out the way.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $UncBeStreaming. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
Shout out to all my people checking me out on Rumble. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share. Show some love, y'all.
All right, we got that stuff out the way. Welcome, your boy Be Streaming. Like I said, another edition of Insomniac Theater, where you get old Unc that can't sleep, and he meet up with some people that can't sleep, and we all just stay up together and just talk about shit, chill out, vibe out, movies, anime, random reviews. It's whatever it is, man. It be like that sometime. This guy say, I don't ever want to see that AI shit again. What? I got some more for you.
Bust a move.
What he say?
Yeah, you heard me. Bust a move.
You like that? You like this one too?
Folks keep acting like consequences are optional. That's when you got to bring out the paddle. It's called accountability. And trust me, it leaves a mark.
Ow! Ow! Oh my God, it's on fire! Somebody! This is not normal! It feels like a whole hive in my pants!
You good, man?
Do I look good? My booty got betrayed!
A hit hoe will holla.
I like AI. I like Sora. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. If you just if you like got some free time and have some creative ideas and don't have the time to draw or the ability to draw and animate and all that, go on Sora and play around and have some fun. You know, don't let old party poopers like this guy stop you from expressing your creative muscles. So yeah, it's fun. I like it. It's free. Anyway, where are we? Oh, I'm nowhere. Because this show is a show. I got some things in mind to talk about, but it's really all just freestyle. So what's on y'all niggas' mind, man? What's on y'all mind? You know, old got to get back in shape. I had an injury. It ain't worked out in some weeks. So I lost some muscle mass because I ain't worked out in like 8 weeks. So I lost some muscle mass. Belly got a little bigger. Unc ain't fat and shit. Ain't no but probably 180 pounds. But, you know, my stomach had got a little on the flat side. Them days gone. I'm eating ice cream right now, too. But I've mostly healed, so I was able to start back working out today. Because I got to get in shape for this cosplay I want to do. Well, I'm trying to go to the Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con. Well, no, yeah. I'm trying to go to Comic-Con in San Diego. Tickets expensive as fuck. But I want to go out there. I've been to many comic book conventions before. Because, like I said, I love comic books, everything about comics. I love the movies. I love the shows. I've been reading comic books since the first book I read was a comic book. That's not even an exaggeration. I'm a walking comic book encyclopedia. If I were to go on any fucking game show and it was comic books, what's the topic? I'll leave with the first prize, no doubt in my fucking mind. I don't know everything, but I know enough to win. They'll have to hit you with some really got you type moment questions, like some Friends bullshit that you only know if you created the character yourself. Now, I don't know about the authors' names and the writers and all that, but what I know about the characters themselves, if that makes sense. I know about the actual comic book characters, not like just the whole comic industry and all that. Anyway, I love comic book convention shit. I like going to cons, and I like to cosplay when I go sometimes. I like to make my own cosplays, and sometimes I'll buy pieces, but I like paint and decorate the shit, and sometimes I'll sew some shit up and make my own cosplays as much as possible. I've cosplayed different superheroes and shit. Recently, I've done some anime cosplays, which is pretty cool, but that's not really my preference. But I love anime, don't get me wrong, but comic book shit was my first love. So, you know, I got Disney Plus and shit, and it's a show came out called Wonder Man. And Marvel didn't really promote it that much, but it was really fucking good. It was well written. The acting was top tier. Now, don't get it twisted. It's called Wonder Man, but don't get it twisted. It's not your typical. This is a scene from the movie right here, but that's him at the. Yeah, it's not your typical superhero show, so don't expect a whole lot of action and whatnot, but it was well written. It was very character driven. Action was woo. I'm talking scraps, you know what I'm saying? You weren't getting a lot of, not the kind of, you weren't getting a lot of comic book level action in it. They did their high intense moments in a different way. Now people are like, who the fuck is Wonder Man, right? Wonder Man is a dude named Simon Williams. This is what he looked like in the comics. He's white, red eyes, Wonder Man. He's a B-list character. He's been an Avenger many times. He's always one of my favorite characters. Of course, they started strangely darkening him up in the comics. You know, then they made his hair a little more coarse. You see the change? He started off like this, then he got a little tan, and then his hair got a lot more coarse. And then when the show came out,
No.
but it's a really good show. So you should go check it out. Wonder Man on Disney Plus. It's only 8 episodes. None of the episodes longer than 40 minutes. Some of them fucking under fucking 30. So it's a quick, fast, one night binge watch. If you're not an action nut, you will like me entertained. If you're about character-driven narratives and dialogue and great acting, you're definitely gonna enjoy it. But Wonder Man has always been one of my favorite characters. Him and Nova. And I was really, really excited when I saw they was making him black for the new show. And people kept complaining, like, why they turn, Wonder Man black? Right? That's a good reason for that. Well, people need to understand that back in the day when these characters are really, really old, and back in the day when these characters was made, the world was really, really racist, and they weren't trying to make black people in a certain light. You gotta remember, some of these characters been out since the 40s. We wasn't getting no love like that over here. Black Panther didn't come out till like the 70s or something, and that was like Marvel's first black character. So that was some edgy shit. But characters like Captain America and Fantastic Four, they've been out way before that. So my Superman and all that, came out 1941 or some shit. So yeah, pretty much when they turning these characters into shows, if they didn't change the race sometimes, it'd be none but white characters outside of Black Panther. If they didn't change because everybody, all the original Avengers was Ant-Man white, Wasp white, Iron Man white, Thor white, and Hulk technically white, but he turned green when he get mad. Then you have Fantastic Four running around all white, except for the thing, he orange, but he technically white. He had Spider-Man white. For a while, all the X-Men were white except for Beast. People like Bishop and all that stuff, black people, came later. Even Storm wasn't the original X-Man. The original X-Man was Beast, who was white because he didn't even turn blue then. Beast, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, and Angel. And of course, Professor X, all white. We don't like that for the longest. And my point, like, they make it about race is just like people need to start complaining when they take a random and this ain't even no mainstream character. It's fucking Wonder Man. I know him because I'm a comic book junkie. Nobody know who Wonder Man is. So if they turn him black for the show, big whoop, So yeah, I was quite excited when I heard the show was coming out. Even before I knew a black person was casted, I didn't care. I was just really excited to see my favorite character brought to live action. Then when I found out a black person was casted, I got more excited, not because he was black. No, well, yes, because he was black, but not for that reason. I got excited because I was like, I can cosplay Wonder Man. I finally get the chance to not only cosplay my favorite character, but be closer to the look of the character as it's shown. I could have cosplayed them anytime because I done cosplayed Caucasian characters all the time. I was fucking Robin for Christ's sake before. But when my cosplay, not only my favorite character, but actually accurate to the look more so than not, my favorite fucking character, and I was like, it's meant for me to do this cosplay. It was just fucking meant. Cause nobody don't love Wonder Man like I fucking love Wonder Man, except for maybe the nigga that created the character. I used to buy all his books and shit. Everything. And I used to get mad because they didn't properly utilize the character right. They not even utilizing him right to this day. Hopefully the show will fucking make them wake up and do something with him. But yeah, so this is suit from the show. And I'm gonna do me a cosplay of it. I gotta piece it together, gotta do some work. It's gonna cost me a little change. But I gotta get it ready by the time for the next big convention I'm gonna go to. Looking forward to it. Yeah, get some hobbies. You know, cosplaying ain't gotta be your hobby, whatever. But this is what I'm going for right here. I already AI myself in the costume. Now I just gotta get it made. Gotta get it made. Gotta make sure it fit. I got some ideas. I'm definitely gonna have to do some crafting. But that's the fun part about cosplaying, you know. If you don't want to just be a bankroll cosplayer. A bankroll cosplayer is pretty much the people that buy every part of their costume. And if something needs to be made, they pay somebody else to make it. That's cool and all. You look great, you look awesome. But we can't put no respect on your name. And we could tell the ones that's everything bought and when you put your own touch on it and did some crafting. Yeah, your shit might not look as good as the bankroll cosplayer. However, that shit is your shit. You put your own stank on it. Which gives it way more value and points than some heartless ass costume that you bought online somewhere and put on as is. But that just me maybe being a elite, because some people like, I'm only a like partial. When I craft my costumes, I can't wear a cosplay if I didn't do a certain percent of the work on it. It's never 100 because I can't really sew like that. But I have to put my own stink on. I have to craft and create something myself. Straight up. And it had to be a big component of it too. It can't be just like, oh, I'm gonna make these little things for my wrist, but everything else is bought. No. It had to be like a nice dent in the actual overall look that I scraped together myself. What is it? DIY style. Gotta get your DIY. I be riding in the cave, man cave. And got the windows open because I'm painting shit and stuff and fumes and got all kinds of glue to make the costumes I make. It's fun though. And it's really fun when you wear it and you wear it to the convention and you kissing. You shaking hands and kissing babies and shaking babies and kissing hands. I don't know however the fuck it go. But people taking pictures with you, you know, the kids taking pictures with you, the hot chicks taking pictures with you, everybody taking pictures with you. And yes, comic book conventions do have hot chicks. Everywhere you go. And you know, in my situation, ain't nothing wrong with looking, long as you ain't touching. And that's how I operate. It ain't nothing wrong with looking. Long as you ain't touching. So I be in there looking. But that ain't why I go to conventions. Because, but it's something to look at there. I'm not gonna close my eyes, right? But no, you're supposed to, you know. But if you single, young dude, you can go have some fun and stuff like that. And it's a different kind of fun. If it ain't nothing you ever did, nothing you into, just give it a fucking shot. You never know. Don't what's the word? Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. Appreciate it, Joshua. I'll take that. Same thing to you. Yeah, you know, it's you know, sometimes, you know, as a black person, I used to be guilty of this myself. There's certain activities I hear about, and I'd be like, man, that's that white folk shit. I used to say that, man, that's that white folk shit. Till I realized that sometimes it's just fun shit. And sometimes, you know, believe it or not, white folks know how to have fun. You know, jet skiing and snowboarding and tubing and all that shit. And they ain't doing that stuff. That's that white boy stuff. That you give that shit a try, you'll fuck around and have the time of your life.
Oh my God.
I was 30-something years old. It was 2018. Then I was down near 40. Like 38, 39. The first time I rode a goddamn jet ski. You know why? Because I thought that was white folks shit.
What the hell?
And that shit was fun as fuck. I'm on a jet ski, jumping the motherfucking waves. I'm out there on a jet ski. I rented a jet ski for like 2 hours. My homeboy rented one. We out there on Lake Travis in Austin. We was down there for his bachelor party. We wilding the fuck out on the jet ski. A blast. I waited down near 40 to do that shit. Cause I was on some niggatry talking about I don't want to do that white boy shit. Now listen, I'm not saying do everything white folks do. Cause some of that shit is some white folks shit. Some of that shit is highly unsafe. I got my limits. I'm talking about, you know, if you can swim well, try surfing. You know, if you got decent balance, try snowboarding. Jet ski, snowmobile. I like hiking. Like, I don't think hiking white folks shit, but some black people do. I don't know. I wouldn't mountain climb. I'm not swimming with the sharks. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even ready for skydiving. I ain't ready for that. I ain't about that life. Bungee jumping, keep that.
Oh my God.
But you know, some of that stuff that we be like, man, that's that white folk shit. It's a nice memory and a nice invention. I ain't saying risk your life, no. Know your comfort zone, your limitations. But at the same time, try to open up your comfort zones and your limitations. I ain't saying go too far outside of them, but, you know, loosen up your shit. Loosen up your belt a little bit. Loosen up your belt, man. Get more substance in you. Like I say, don't cheat yourself, man. Treat yourself. Treat yourself to new quality experiences. And you know, you never fucking know. You might meet your best friend or possibly your forever person. And some shit that you didn't want to go to because you thought it was white folk shit. That's just the truth. You might actually go there and find your fucking tribe. You might go there and find your tribe. And you know, for a lot of these things, it's never too late. For the most part, you don't have to worry about, I'm too old now, blah, blah, blah. Nobody don't be worried about none of that shit, man. And you shouldn't be worried about it either. You know what I'm saying? You only got one life to live. And the last thing you should do is be living your life worried about what the next motherfucker think. Worried about how somebody else feel about it. Because the problem is you can't live your life based on how they feel. Because when you dead and gone, they shit still gonna be beaten.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
You ever heard the phrase, what they eat don't make me shit? That's when you guys practice that shit. What this person eat don't make you shit. So don't live your life based on what the fuck they think life should be and how life should be lived. Like, who the fuck are they, right? Do your thing. Have fun. Make memories. Life ain't nothing but a series of experiences and memories, one after another. That's all life is. Just a series of experiences and memories, one after each other. And it's up to you to make the most and get the best experience and memories that you can. Simple as that. But you know, you can take my word for it, or you can't. I'm just an old nigga that they eat edibles and ice cream after midnight. Oh shit. I just kind of want to get my feet back and rest right now, to be honest. But I ain't even been on 30 minutes. Goddamn. They be doing intermission then. Shit. Let me do this old AI old buddy don't like and get my admin stuff out the way.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $UncBeStreaming. Any donation will be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
Shout out to all my people checking me out on Rumble. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share. Show some love, y'all.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
That'd be greatly appreciated, you know. Greatly appreciated if you can do that. So, but most of us either work a 9 to 5, work some kind of job, own some kind of business, or have done some of that shit before. With that said, it's time for Unc to get into his zombie apocalypse bag. We're going to watch a little video called Jobs That Keep You Alive in a Zombie Apocalypse. And based on your job, your current job, or the job that you're more experienced at, or the job that you've done the most, let's see if your job is on that list or one of the ones that will keep you alive. Because like I said in my other video the other day, it's some people with certain career fields where your ass is not an asset to any fucking team. If your full skill set is goddamn being a cashier, I don't know how useful you're going to be in a zombie apocalypse. So let's find out exactly what those jobs are that'll keep you alive. And, you know, you might want to maybe transfer over and get some experience or some practice in that field. Because you never know. It could be simply about how important you are. Like if you're a doctor, people might keep you around because baby's gonna need to be born, blah, blah, blah. Shit like that. I don't know what the video gonna say. We're gonna find out what the criteria is for these jobs that the jobs that keep you alive in the zombie apocalypse. We just gotta find out what this criteria is, and we're gonna go from there. I'm just guessing right now, right? But yeah, let's see. So we're gonna put this up, you know, Insomniac Theater. We're gonna put this up to the big screen, to the theater screen for all the Insomniacs out there, because that's how we do it over here in the Insomniac Theater. We watch it on the big screen. Just like that. Let's go.
In the modern world, being a CEO, an investment banker, or a social media influencer makes you successful. You have status, money, and power. But let's be real for a second. The moment the dead start walking, your net worth drops to absolute zero. The service economy evaporates instantly. That means 80% of the modern workforce has skills that become obsolete overnight. The hierarchy of society is going to flip. The investment
80%.
What the hell?
80% got skills. If the shit hits the fan, 80% of people got skills that will become useless overnight.
banker or Fortune 500 executive has no survival value when the infrastructure collapses. The guy who knows how to bleed a radiator, gut a deer, or set a bone is the new 1%. We aren't looking at cool jobs here. We're looking for jobs that provide sustainability, defense, and maintenance. If you don't have any of these skills, or one of these people in your group, your post-apocalyptic value drops. Let's kick things off with the hunter. Most people think their value comes from shooting, but that's only a small part of the job. The real skill is surviving off the land, staying hidden and knowing how to safely process, preserve, and store food and water. If they kill a deer, that's roughly 50 pounds of meat. Without a refrigerator, it spoils. A true hunter knows how to field dress, smoke, salt, or dry cure meat without electricity. Kill without those skills, and those 50 pounds of food turn into a maggot pile. Survival isn't just about killing, it's about preservation. Noise is another factor. Anybody could pull a trigger, sure, but every gunshot is a dinner bell for any zombie in a 5-mile radius. A good hunter uses bows, traps, and quiet tactics, all which are reusable, silent, and deadly. You could survive weeks without food, but only days without water. A hunter knows how to find and purify water, in the wild without filters or gadgets, keeping you alive when everything else fails. In a world where silence, resourcefulness, and practical skills are survival, you either want to be this person or have this person on your side. Next up is one of the most important jobs for survival, the farmer. When people think of farming, they usually picture a modern industrial operation, something with huge fields, massive machinery, chemical inputs, and incredible yields. And in normal life,
I think everybody should have some kind of familiarization with those some of those skills that he listed in Honey. Like, he got all detailed and thorough, with the filtering water and the making traps, but at least know how to hunt, know how to at least skin small animals. I ain't saying you gotta even get the deer, but if you know how to skin a deer, get the deer ready to cook and stuff. I mean, not the deer, but like a rabbit. Know how to at least do that. Know how to fish. Know how to fish without all that fancy pole shit. If you can take string and a stick and a hook, put a rock on the hook on the end of the string so the string can drop down in the water and dig up your own worms. I'm talking caveman level fishing. Because when the shit hit, you're not going to have your fancy $89 fishing rod dragging it around, And you think people always had $80 fishing rods to fish? Fuck no. They fish with sticks and strings and spears and shit. And I ain't saying everybody got to be like Bear Grylls or whatever, Survival Man and all that kind of stuff. But at the minimum, you should learn a little bit. At least be a novice in this shit. Okay, just be a novice in this shit. At the minimum, be a novice in as much of this shit as possible. That's very doable for anybody. You can become almost a novice in this shit by just watching videos and learning about it without even actually practicing the shit. If you could just come in with the base knowledge of all that shit, that's better off than like looking at the shit like, how do I do this? What do I do? Where do I start?
that system works extremely well. It feeds millions. The mistake people make is assuming that because humans farm for thousands of years without electricity, modern farming automatically works without modern systems. Unfortunately, that's not how this works. Ancient farming was built around stable seedlines, manual labor, and local soil management passed down over generations. Modern farming isn't built around efficiency and scale. It depends on diesel, synthetic fertilizer, pesticides, replacement parts, and hybrid seeds that are designed for one perfect season. Those hybrid seeds don't reproduce reliably. They're not meant to. If you save seeds from a modern hybrid crop and plant them the following year, you lose consistency.
Yeah, I ain't saying we all gotta be a fucking super farmer or a botanist and no shit like that. But at the minimum, you should know the principles and concepts of farming in order to at least grow basic, easy to grow shit like tomatoes and carrots and potatoes. It's certain things that grow real easy in more soils in America and don't need as much special treatment and maintenance. And it's things like that. So honestly, I think you should add to your bug out bag, and we're gonna get into bug out bags later. It's a package of different seeds, relevant seeds, easy to grow seeds where you don't have to be a super farmer to grow. Look at the fruits and vegetables that are the easiest to grow and find the ones out of that are the most nutritious ones. and take some of those seeds with you in your bug out bag. You never know when you find a good location to settle down. You want to get your little farm going, but you ain't a super farmer like this nigga describing. But since you got these seeds I described that are for beginners type seeds, you got your shit.
Yield drops, timing becomes unpredictable, and entire harvests can fail. In normal life, that's not a problem because farmers buy new seeds every spring. In a collapse, that option disappears. That doesn't mean modern farmers are useless. Their knowledge of crops, weather, and irrigation, and large-scale planning is incredibly valuable. The problem is that most of their experience is tied to industrial systems that stop functioning the moment supply chains break. A tractor doesn't matter if you can't fuel it. Machinery doesn't matter if you can't replace parts. And a massive acreage doesn't matter if you can't regenerate seed soil. The farmer you actually want is a seed-saving homesteader, someone who already grows open-pollinated crops, saves fresh seeds every season, and maintains soil fertility through compost, manure, and crop rotations instead of chemical schedules. They already operate low input systems that keep working even when society shuts off. In a zombie apocalypse, modern farmers can still contribute knowledge, but the homesteader never depends on fuel deliveries, fertilizer trucks, or genetically engineered seed stocks to begin with. One model assumes the world keeps running, the other survives when it does not. So for all the people who think they could just magically download their ancestors' knowledge, it doesn't work that way. You either do this or you don't.
You know, you want to be on my team, man, you ain't gotta be a super magic farmer like he talking about. I'm okay with you being a gardener. Be a if you're a solid fucking gardener. I'm talking about you got a little garden in your backyard and you grow some potatoes, carrots, and tomatoes, and maybe some greens sometimes. And sometimes you put a watermelon, couple of watermelons. You got a little garden in your backyard. It's like fucking 5 feet across and 12 feet long. But your garden be growing shit. Welcome to the motherfucking team. You a goddamn dude, and you'll be greatly fucking appreciated. Straight up. It's realistic for the apocalypse. I ain't got time for this big land farming, technical expert, know-how farming ass nigga. If you got a little green thumb and you can grow shit in your little garden, you the one. Best we got, you gonna do, we gonna appreciate you.
One model assumes the world keeps running, the other survives when it does not. So for all the people who think they could just magically download their ancestors' knowledge, it doesn't work that way. You either do this or you don't. Next up, let's take a look at the metalworkers. And that could either be a blacksmith or a fabricator, because we are effectively going back to the Iron Age. And no, it's not so they can make you a cool katana. That's another tangent I can go off on. Katanas are absolute butt cheeks in a zombie apocalypse. And if you think otherwise, you've been massively misinformed. They look cool in movies and TV shows, but in reality, katanas are a nightmare to work with. They need years of training to avoid slicing your own fingers off. And if your blacksmith doesn't craft one, which you almost certainly won't be able to do due to how hard it actually is, the ones you loot will more than likely be cheap replicas that bounce off the targets. It'd be extremely rare to find an authentic katana. That being said, there's almost no reason to use one when a crowbar or a baseball bat can reliably crush skulls, and you don't need any special skills to be able to swing one. Anyway, the metal worker is essential because they can make weapons that actually work. Like spears and pikes, for example. And no, I'm not saying this is all they can make. That extra reach can help keep you alive. Furthermore, they turn vehicles into tanks. When bullets run out, and they will run out, the person who can turn a car leaf spray into a machete or forge reusable broadheads for hunters is one of the most powerful people in the apocalypse. They're basically the arms dealer of the new world. Next up, we have the mechanic. But early on, you're going to want an old school mechanic. Someone who understands carbureted engines and mechanical systems, not just computers. Gasoline has a shelf life. It degrades into varnish after a while. Modern vehicles depend on clean fuel, sensors, and electronics, which all fail once batteries die and supply chains collapse. An old school grease monkey who understands biofuels, diesel conversion, and wood gasification is invaluable in the early years.
Do y'all mechanics understand any of that stuff he said?
No.
Again, he thinking best case scenario. Maybe you can find this high tech mechanic that know all this stuff. But me personally, Mr. Earl, that work on cars, and sometimes he'll fix your mama car or fix his cousin car for a carton of cigarettes and a 6-pack and get your shit running. And he always talking to you, and he got a cigarette in his mouth like this. And one, now this is what you need to do. See, you got new. What? Drop one cigarette. See that one? I got the carburetor. Got the new carburetor over there, and you gotta go get the catalytic converter. See, boy, you don't know. Hit you in the head. Listen, boy, you don't know nothing about no car. No. Now run on over there and give me 2 cartons of Newports in a 6-pack of Budweiser, and I'll be done with your shit by the time you get back. He ain't no certified, verified, official-fied mechanic. You know what I'm saying? But in the zombie apocalypse, he'll do. So this list is telling you the kind of jobs you need and the kind of people you need to be around and what you need to know and what you need to be. But I'm saying that the stuff he said is the peak level of that shit. If you run across some of the people I'm talking about, don't look a gift horse in the mouth and get Mr. Earl, because he ain't this kind of mechanic. He's a shade tree mechanic. But what you need to understand, he's still mechanically inclined. Listen, he's a handy, like in a zombie apocalypse, a handyman type nigga, one of them jack of all trades handyman, like a dude that work at the apartment complex and he just always fixing random shit. That's a crafty motherfucker. That's Mr. DIY. He'll really fucking come in handy. Pun intended. The handyman would come in handy, pun intended.
Gasifiers are a real technology. You burn wood in a sealed container, create flammable gas, and pipe it into an engine to keep trucks moving. Here's a bit of history with these wood gasifiers. During World War II, nearly every motorized vehicle in continental Europe was adapted to run on wood gas due to gasoline shortages, with around 500,000 vehicles in Germany alone. These used generators, like the Imbert design from the 1920s, to produce a combustible gas from wood chips powering cars to trucks, buses, and even tanks. That being said, most old-school mechanics won't actually know how to build a wood gasifier, but they already understand engines at a mechanical level. Modern mechanics can learn too, but they're used to working with software, diagnostics, and replacement parts that won't be easy to access anymore. That doesn't mean modern mechanics aren't capable. It just means old-school mechanics start with a better baseline skill set, and here's a hot take some folks might not have considered. Long-term, electric vehicles start to look pretty damn good. Some people scoff at them now, but during the apocalypse, they'd come in clutch. Electric vehicles don't need fuel, engine oil, spark plugs, or complex mechanical maintenance. They have far fewer moving parts, and electricity can be generated locally. Solar panels, small wind setups, hydro, or salvage grid infrastructure can all recharge an EV long after gas stations are empty. You don't need refined fuel, you just need electrons. That doesn't mean EVs are perfect. Battery degradation is still a problem. Replacement packs are hard to find, and cold weather hurts range. But once fuel logistics collapse completely, an EV paired with local power generation becomes one of the only vehicles that can keep moving without scavenging the world dry. So early in the apocalypse, the old school mechanic keeps the convoy alive, with the potential to power vehicles with wood gasifiers midterm. Later in the apocalypse, the mechanic who understands electrical systems, battery management, and solar integration slowly becomes more valuable. Up next for shelter, we have carpenters, but specifically the ones who understand framing and structural work. When battery packs die and generators run dry, the difference isn't who owns a drill, it's who knows how structures actually hold weight and resist force. Tents offer zero protection against zombies. Regular houses are barely
4 walls and a roof.
No.
I ain't no carpenter, but if I have to, I can build a sturdy 4 walls and a roof. Shit might be kind of off-kiltered and crooked. It ain't gonna be the prettiest thing. But I'm gonna make it sturdy. 4 walls and a roof, of course, a door. You know, if I can get my hand on some hinges. But we're gonna make it work one way or another. If you gotta do a little sliding door or something, we'll make it work. Gonna have a door of some sort. But yeah, carpenters, they would definitely come in handy. That's a good job to have in the apocalypse. You'll be a very sought after man. You know, it's gonna be the barter system then. Trade, you know, unless they enslave you and make you build shit for them. Other than that, it's gonna be, you know, they're gonna pay you with bullets, maybe food, water, and unfortunately, sometimes bitches.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Give me the food, the water, the bullets. You can keep the bitches, cause they ain't gonna do nothing but be unless you like a horny ass nigga. Honestly, that'll be like too much of a liability. I mean, if I run across something in the situation where it's right, that's different. But just I don't really need no tag-alongs. You know, there's more mouths to feed.
Oh my God!
Better because glass shatters easily and interior doors are hollow and weak. A good carpenter knows how to board windows properly, using load distribution instead of random planks, reinforce door frames so they don't fail when multiple bodies press against them, and brace structures so repeated impacts don't slowly weaken the building. This is also how you start thinking bigger. The Walking Dead didn't get it wrong with walls. Closing off streets, alleys, or entire sections of town with timber walls, gates, and funnels is one of the most effective ways to create a controlled space. You'd want a skilled carpenter to be in charge of building the perimeter walls. And this isn't just about blocking entry points either. It's about controlling noise and visibility as well. Because poorly secured boards rattle, loose panels amplify sound, and gaps create sightlines that draw zombies towards movement inside. A skilled carpenter seals, braces, and deadens a structure so it stays quiet under pressure. They also understand how weight works. Stairs collapse, floors fail, and roofs cave in when people overload them. A good carpenter understands the load paths well enough to prevent a safe house from becoming a death trap during a panic rush or a nighttime breach. And sleep matters too. Chronic stress, sleep deprivation, and constant adrenaline wreck decision-making and turn groups hostile. A secure shelter doesn't just keep zombies out, it lowers stress hormones and stabilizes the group. The carpenter doesn't just build walls. They buy safe nights, clear thinking, and a base that doesn't fall apart the first time the undead lean on it. And last but not least is a doctor. Not just any doctor though. I'm talking about a trauma surgeon. Not a general doctor, not a diagnostician. Because identifying a rash or managing blood pressure doesn't matter when someone gets shot, stabbed, and has their leg crushed in a collapse, or needs a limb amputated to try and stop the spread of the virus after being bitten. We have to be honest about what medicine looks like in the new world. Depending on how late into the apocalypse it is, there might not be anesthesia, there's no morphine, there's no sterile operating room, probably no antibiotics on hand, and no second chances. Medical care reverts to its most basic purpose. Stop bleeding, remove dead tissue, and keep the patient alive long enough to heal on their own. You need someone with the psychological resilience to operate on a conscious, screaming patient without freezing or hesitating. Trauma surgeons are trained to work fast, make irreversible decisions, and prioritize survival over comfort. They know exactly where to cut, how much tissue to remove, and when amputation is the only option before infection spreads through the bloodstream and shuts the body down.
Again, you know, gonna give y'all the realism in the real. It'd be cool to find a trauma surgeon, but it's only so many doctors that are specifically trauma surgeons in the country. So if you gotta find a trauma nurse, she might do, or any kind of doctor. Now, I'm not talking about those doctors with the doctorates. Like, I have a doctorate in theology. I'm Dr. Johnson. No, some kind of medical doctor. And I guess an eye doctor wouldn't work that much either. Like the nigga that do your glasses. Dentists are technically doctors. They'll come in handy for some shit, but not the most important stuff you're talking about. So yes, trauma surgeon would be perfect. But, you know, if you run across a dude that's a general doctor at the clinic in the community, he's better than nothing. So be like, what's up, doc? You'll do, and you'll be appreciated. Let's go. He talking about these people from the top tier level of they field type shit. In a perfect world, you'll run across. But you know, a doctor is a doctor. Well, a doctor ain't a doctor, but at least gotta be a medical doctor. But look at this right here. It says, you are the best gay LGBTQ streamer on YouTube. Sorry to bust your bubble, buddy. But yeah, I've been married 22 years and got 4 kids with the same woman and just had sex with my wife yesterday. So yeah, sorry to crush your dreams, guy. But you're gonna have to find someone else, okay?
This is not about saving limbs. It's about saving lives. Infections were one of the leading causes of death throughout human history, long before antibiotics existed. Without proper wound cleaning, debridement, which is just a fancy word for removing damaged tissue or foreign objects from a wound, cuts can turn septic. A puncture wound festers. A rusty nail becomes a death sentence. A trauma surgeon understands how to clean wounds aggressively, control bleeding, and close injuries in ways that give your immune system a fighting chance. They also understand triage. Not everyone can be saved. And knowing who to treat first is the difference between one survivor and none. That mindset is uncomfortable, but it's essential when resources are limited and time is measured in minutes. And then there's dentistry. A dental abscess can kill you once the infection spreads to the jaw or the bloodstream. A trauma surgeon or anyone with surgical training can drain infections, pull teeth, and prevent a slow, miserable death that no amount of toughness can power through. This isn't as heroic or romantic as movies make it seem. It's ugly, it's violent, and it's mentally scarring. But in a zombie apocalypse, the trauma surgeon isn't there to make you comfortable. They're there to keep you alive in a world where even minor injuries are fatal if no one knows what to do. And that's why they earn a spot on the list. Alright, so who actually wins? What is the absolute best profession to take into the apocalypse? If you're a lone wolf, the winner is the hunter. A farmer needs land, time, and people to defend it. Or the crops just turn into a loot drop for raiders, or the farmers become a meal for the dead. A trauma surgeon is likely the most vulnerable out of all the professions I mentioned. They're also irreplaceable, but they're a high-value target with limited mobility and no way to disappear. The hunter could vanish into the woods, trap their own food, purify their own water, avoid zombies, and stay off the radar for years. But survival is not the same as rebuilding. If you want civilization to come back, the farmer is king. You can survive without electricity, cars, or modern medicine, but you cannot survive without food. Farmers don't just grow calories, they anchor people to one place. And yes, before anyone says it, many farmers are already trained with firearms. I know. Protecting crops and livestock from predators is part of the job. They aren't helpless, but even armed farmers still need others to help defend, maintain, and stabilize a permanent settlement. And that's where the rest of the team matters. A carpenter is what turns land into a defensible home. Crops don't matter if zombies can push through your doors, and people don't last long without safe sleep. The carpenter gives you walls, gates, reinforced buildings, and a controlled space. Without them, every farm or settlement will eventually get overrun. In a perfect world, you'd have every single one of these professions in your group, but let's say you could only choose 3 for your survival squad. If that were the case, this would be the holy trinity out of the professions I mentioned today. You'd take the hunter to scout, move silently, filter water, secure food, and preserve it, and keep zombies or people from ever knowing you were there. You'd also take the farmer to make survival permanent, feed people long-term, and give civilization a reason to exist again. And then you'd take the trauma surgeon, because sooner or later, everyone bleeds. These roles can all support each other. Both the hunter and farmer have firearms training. The hunter feeds you in between the farmer's crop yields, and the surgeon keeps everyone alive when things go wrong. Together, they form a balanced, self-supporting team. Alright guys, if you made it to the end, I appreciate that as always, and if you didn't know, I have a Discord server if you want to check that out and make some friends, shoot the shit, or I have a gaming channel if
So, based on that information we just received, where do y'all think y'all stand as far as being an important member of the community if the shit hits the fan? Where do you stand based on your job? Where do you stand as far as being in high demand, being somewhat irreplaceable? Because you in a zombie apocalypse, the more irreplaceable you are, the better chances you got of people not only not fucking with you, not only not working with you and doing trades with you, but also they might even go as far to protect you because your skill set is so necessary and irreplaceable. I can't do none of the stuff they listed on that list to the capacity that he said. But I am novice level or intermediate level in everything that was on the list. Because I'm always trying shit. You know? Playing around with shit. But the thing is, I wasn't even doing it at the time to gather like a bunch of different little random skill sets. Again, I'm not saying I'm not even like novice level in most of this shit. I'm not intermediate level in most of the shit. It's just low levels. Some a little better than others. But when I was learning different shit, I would think about, I get a little skill of this. It was just my basic curiosity. A basic curiosity that had me. So I guess it's one of those times where being curious about trying and testing new skill sets actually come in handy, because at least you won't be like, I helped people build stuff with wood when I was in Iraq, building sheds and building different walls and stuff to separate off the areas in the tent and stuff like that, so you can have some privacy, nailing everything up, doing all that kind of shit, and putting frames in the tent to make like a little separate rooms for each people. So, doing that at least got me comfortable enough where I'm not uncomfortable or shaky when dealing with like saws and shit, be it handheld saws or manual saws or buzz saws, electric saws, and different things like that. Knowing how to measure stuff properly, balance. Like I said, I ain't no farmer, but I always like gardening, growing a little something. It started off from when I was a kid. When I found out, I'm as a lot of people do, this ain't a race thing. Judge me if you want, I don't care. But I love watermelon. No. Yeah, I said it. I love watermelon.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
And because of that, once I eat watermelons, and my grandma tell me, that's a water, don't swallow them watermelon seeds. My little mind kicked in. Light bulb. Message. Did you say watermelon seeds? And I started doing what my homeboy Jay Prince for president. Shout out to him. I hope he get his channel back because he was always fun to watch. So when I hear seeds, I start doing, what do you call it? Some magical mathing or whatever he say. It's a magical math thing. And I was like, okay, she said these are watermelon seeds. I learned somewhere that if you want to grow something, you plant seeds. I love watermelon. Watermelons grow. I love watermelon, which means I want more. So indeed, I need to plant these watermelon seeds so that I can grow more watermelon. So I got to plant watermelon seeds all over the yard.
No.
And shit used to grow. But after that, you know, those little experiments and shit, I tried growing things like tomatoes, red tomatoes, green tomatoes, carrots, and potatoes, and different greens and stuff. Anytime I would have a garden in my backyard now, but I got a dog back there, and I don't trust him not to go fuck up my shit. He's a little ragamuffin. Good dog, but you know, a dog's gonna dog, you know, and I don't like yelling at animals for just being themselves and doing their nature. So since I know he probably gonna do this shit, I don't even put the garden back there, because why am I gonna put all that temptation back there, and then knowing that it's gonna irritate me when he do what I knew he was gonna do. So if I know you're gonna do the shit, it'd be logical just not for me to either not fuck with you like that, and I can't do that because he my dog. He ain't asked to be here. I went and got him. You know, so we probably not getting another dog after he passed, but I ain't rushing his death. So he got some years left. He about 8. So yeah, he got about 3 to 5 years left in him, because he's a bigger dog. You know, they don't really live 20 years like the small dogs. But he got about 3 to 5. I miss old Bentley when he gone, man. Bentley, that's my dog name. You know, I'm gonna cry. I ain't doing that funeral stuff where you paying the casket and all that stuff though. But I'm gonna call the people to come collect them up and shit. I ain't gonna just throw them in no trash can or no shit. But I'm gonna call and pay some people to come out and get them and take care of them and stuff. I figure I could at least put that level of respect on his name. This is only right, you know what I'm saying? Of course, me personally, I don't care what happened to. I done told my wife several times I want to be cremated. She agreed to it too. She want to be cremated. I don't waste no time, no fancy funeral, doing all this stuff and spending money on my dead body and shit. Put me in a nice suit and a watch and a chain just to bury me 6 feet deep. No, man. Paying $20,000, $30,000 on a funeral. Nope, cremate me. Have a little fucking, don't even have a funeral. Have a little whatever, a presentation. I don't know. Have a little gathering. We have a picture of me up, young and old. My ashes sitting in the urn. And some flowers around. And somebody can come like speak about me, say what they want if they want. And that shit only gonna cost like about $7,000 to $8,000 instead of the $20,000 to $30,000 on a funeral. And it is what it is. You know, my wife family, they gonna want, if something happened to my wife before me, they gonna want this big old funeral and stuff. But she done told them she want to be cremated. But if they want to do a big funeral regardless, they gonna have to pay for it. Because me and my wife agreed that it's insane to spend all that money on a dead motherfucker when we got a living that we still need to take care of. I know you want to pay respects to the memory, but do that shit as budget friendly as possible. And I won't be alive to see it as disrespect, even if I felt it was disrespect. But it wouldn't be disrespect because, you know, she already been told that that's what a nigga want. Speaking of what a nigga want.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $UncBeStreaming. Any donation will be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
Shout out to all my people checking me out on Rumble. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share. Show some love, y'all.
All right, people. We're going to get on up out of here. Do just some random impromptu stuff. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to let my homeboy tell y'all some stuff on the way out, but we're going to play ourselves on out. We're going to, say this is Insomniac Theater. I'm not sleeping. I'm not finna go to bed. So I'm going to be up for a while. I could keep going, but I got just other hobbies and interests and shit. So it is what it is. But insomniacs out there, don't go to sleep. Stay up. If you ain't sleeping and you stand up, find you something to do. I'm about to maybe listen to an audiobook or get on Tubi so you can do those things. I might game on the computer. I got a lot of options. I would stay here and yacht with y'all and watch some stuff. But at the same time, I got other fucking interests calling me. So we're going to play our way out just like this here. Insomniac Theater, baby. We out and be streaming.
Stop playing with me, Dre. DJ K.
Come on, I'm doing up shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit, type shit, activities. I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit, type shit, activities. Posted up on the island with a bitch. They call me cause I ain't on that dumb shit. Yeah, I'm rich, but act broke with a bitch. Duval day, I really do it for the kids. Getting checks, never gotta work a job. No Viagra, dick still get hard. I can make your auntie swipe a credit card. OG in the game, realest that you ever. Aunties get down on the floor. Show these poor ass hoes how it go. Back it up like Freak Week 94. Is she under 24? It's a no. Come on, I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit, type shit, activities. I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit, type shit.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share. It really helps the channel out, and you already know. I appreciate y'all big time. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay cool.